Entrepreneurs Channel TV, rewriting Africa's story through enterprise Amazons. We promote women in business. We showcase women in business.
Entrepreneurs Channel TV, creating a platform of expression for every woman.
On the program with me today is Mrs. JUMOKE Olowookeere. You're welcome to the program, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, we're so glad to have you here on the studio.
Can
you please introduce yourself to us and your brand?
Okay, my name is JUMOKE Olowookeere. Okay. I'm the creative director at African Creative Hub, and I'm also the initiator of PP40 Waste to Playground.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. All right, can you please expatiate on what PP40 Waste to Playground is?
PP40 Waste to Playground is an initiative to 40 public primary schools in the city of Ibadan to mark my 40th birthday.
Wow.
That was, it's going to almost like a year now. We started the project October 2017 and we finished November 2018. 3 days to my birthday.
That's a good one. So how did you come about your brand name?
Well, 2 years ago when I was preparing for my birthday, it was in October, and I was just right in my room thinking about my life, and then I realized that I've lived almost 40 years in Ibadan. You know, I was born in Ibadan. I did primary school in Ibadan, secondary school in Ibadan. I went to University of Ibadan.
Wow.
Before I finished, I got married in Ibadan. I met my husband in Ibadan, and because I was married, I was posted to Benue. I was deployed back to Ibadan. So I served in Ibadan, inside University of Ibadan. And then I went back to University of Ibadan to do my master's. I gave birth to 4 children in Ibadan. I built a house in Ibadan. My business is in Ibadan. I've lived all my life in Ibadan. So I'm like, wow, I'm going to be 40 and I've lived all my life in Ibadan. How can I celebrate my birthday? I don't want to party. Because everybody will just come for the party, eat, drink, and go. I said, no. And since it's like almost 1 year plus, that idea, I believe that it was the Holy Spirit that adopted the idea in my heart that, why don't I go to public school? Because before that time, prior to that time, I was working in an international school as the visual art teacher. I knew that we had everything that we needed for art materials. We had everything. Paints, brushes, Whatever you need, it's available. And then few years to that time, I left the school and I went to public school to check, and I realized that one, they don't even do art. Two, they don't have a playground. And I looked at the differences between the private and the public school, and I realized that, wow, there's so much gap.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, fine. We have waste abundantly in Ibadan. They don't have playground and they don't do art. Why don't I use the skills that I have, which is waste to wealth, teach it to these students free of charge for my 40th birthday instead of me doing a party? So that way, I will give them that one-day experience of practical arts and give them a playground in the state. So that was what I decided to do. And, you know, I had enough time because that idea came October. And I started in October right there and then. And so we had 13 months. And we were able to do that in 13 months. And we went to all the local governments in Ibadan, 11 of them. We went to all of them. And through that, we were able to reach out to over 16,000 children and over 2,500 teachers.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you.
All right. That means it started as a social
enterprise. Yes.
So, as of now, is it still definitely just social, or you've made it more profitable?
It's even social enterprise is very profitable. It's just that most of your profits will end up going back into the work that you do. You have to be profitable even as a social enterprise, because that's why it's not an NGO.
Okay.
If it's an NGO, then you are waiting on support and waiting on somebody to support you. But as a social enterprise, it's a limited liability company, but that is more focused on impacting their nearest community. And so that's who we are. So before we finish the the PP40 initiative by November, by October we registered African Creative Hub as a fully social enterprise that is in the line of waste recycling and upcycling.
Thank you, Ma. So is that the only business venture that you're into?
No, I have other business venture that brings, you know, as a social enterprise, when you are starting a social enterprise, you may not be able to fund the project that you will need to do. And most of the projects that we've done, they are projects that are beyond us. So we have to be able to, you know, bring in the money from somewhere. And so most of our other ventures are for now funding the social enterprise until it can stand on its own as a giant and then be profitable. So we have other ventures. We have a real estate firm whereby we sell lands and properties, and we are planning to also build an estate that can you know, create low cost housing for. There's one thing I've noticed. You know, I've lived 40 years in it, but I've seen some things. I notice people that are not educated, they will have 3, 4, 5 houses, low cost, but they are landlords. Then you will see professors, big people, doctors, engineers, and they are struggling to build one house. Why? Because there's this myth that you need a lot of money to build houses. No. You don't need a lot of money. You need information. So we have a unit that we call Sack Your Landlord, Own Your Own House. We teach people how they can, with little money as small as 10,000 naira, for the course of 1 year or 2 years, buy their own land. Once you have your own land, it will be easier. And then we will also teach you, you don't need 1 million to start the project. Every 10,000 naira matter. With 10,000 naira, you can drop a load of sand. So let's assume that we help you, and in 2 years, you buy your own land. It means that by the 3rd year, you can start building. And you don't need to look for 1 million naira to start. With 10,000 naira, drop a load of sand. So those are the kind of informations we give out to people. And we have a lot of civil servants, you know, so they subscribe to our link and they pay instrumental and they get their own lands and they also build. So we have that aspect. And we also have another aspect that we help people manage their land. People that want to do farmland, for example. So we sell farmlands to them and we also help them to manage. We put plantain on it, cassava on it, so that they can also be another source of income. And we also have another venture whereby we build gardens and do horticulture for people. But our own, we focus on growing your own pharmacy at the back of your house. Now, if you have a mini garden, a home garden, you don't need a lot of land. That is even the funny, interesting thing about it. Many people think if they need a garden or they need a farm, they need a big land. But no, all you need is, even if it's a wall or a veranda. So we teach you how to do a garden, a mini garden, a home garden, with normal containers and normal waste that you generate every day. And you will have fresh herbs and vegetables on your table every day. That way you are feeding your family right. The kids are eating healthy. You are also eating healthy. Sickness will be averted. A lot of other things will be reduced because you are building your immunity by the food that you put on your table.
Yes, how long have you been in business generally?
Let's say fully,
yes,
like 5 or 7 years.
Okay.
I started teaching visual arts 10 years ago.
Okay.
That was where I started from. So, and because I couldn't get any school to call me to come,
Okay.
I started doing it on my own. So it was like a business. So I do it during the holidays. We call it Perceptions Project Arts Camp.
Okay.
So people come to my space. I was living in a very big space then, inside Bodija, very good spot. So that was how I started the business. That's 10 years now. So we do camps. Children will come, and during the holidays we'll take them. After a while, we turn it into a boot camp, whereby the parents will come and drop their children and go for 2 weeks. And so the kids are packing their load and they are, I'm going to camp. I'm going to camp. And then they come, and do you know the very interesting thing about our camp?
Mm-hmm.
The kids will come, and for 1 week they don't ask for TV.
Wow.
Because they are engaged.
Yeah.
From 6 a.m. that we wake up, our focus is always on the hand. So we have what we say. We say, these are my hands. God gave them to me. They are blessed. Whatever I do with them shall prosper.
Wow.
My hands are blessed. So we let them focus on their hands and their brain. So we have different activities: swimming, bird watching, film show. The only time they watch TV is when we go for film. We go to the film house. So we do excursion, we do bird watching, we do camping, we do night camping, whereby we set out camp tents. They sleep outdoor. We do barbecue, open roasted. We notice that many of the kids that we are rearing these days are very informed about subjects in school, math, English, and all the right, but they are not equipped with life skills. There was a training we had. I told one boy, I said, go to the back of my flat and go and bring coconuts. The boy came back and said, Miss, I didn't find coconut. I only found a brown stone.
Wow.
So he never knew that coconut is like a brown stone. So I said, that brown stone, that's coconut. Go and bring it. We opened it. They saw that it was coconut. We all ate it together. As basic as that. We have farms. Many of them will come. They will ask them to adopt a particular plant. Many of them saw ewedu for the first time. They saw pawpaw for the first time. They harvested yam for the first time. They harvested corn. Saw a corn farm by themselves. They were able to identify. There was a little boy, a 3-year-old boy, Bolaji, I remember. He came to one of our camps. The mommy thought that the mommy is also an artist. So the mommy was very interested in the boy being an artist. The mommy is Megarin, they do cards in Ibadan also. And so she brought the son. The son was 3 years old then. And the boy was very, very interested in most because they are practical skills. We will take a walk to the gardens that are around us. We will identify the plants and the flowers and even the vegetables that are there. They come back home, they study, they know what it is used for. And the boy got back home and the grandpa came. And then they were passing by a particular farm. And the boy screamed, Grandpa, Grandpa, look at Eli Iroko. The grandpa was shocked. Eli, what did you say? The boy said, look at Eli Iroko. The grandpa said, where did you learn Eli Iroko? The grandpa was very impressed. And then he said, they taught me at camp. Those were the kind of lessons. There was a particular camp we did palm oil. Wow. We brought in the palm kernels. Yeah. The kids saw that this is palm kernels. We broke it down. They washed it. They turned it into palm oil. And then we auctioned the palm oil to the parents. There was that we did cocoa powder. We brought in cocoa from the farm. They opened it. They licked it. And then we put everything together, we fermented it, and then they turn it into cocoa powder, and we tell them that is how they make the chocolate and the Bonvita, and this is richer than the Milo and the Bonvita. So practical life skills, that's what we do in our camps. And so we've been doing that for the past 10 years.
All right. Mark, can you please tell us how you came about the knowledge of how you could make palm oil from palm kernels?
Oh.
How you could use your waste to make things?
I've always been a very curious person.
Okay.
And I like asking questions. And because I was very open-minded, I always ask, how do you make this? And I also love traveling. So sometimes maybe when I'm going to get, I told that we have another business that we sell lands. So we visit rural communities. And sometimes I will be on my way, I'll be driving, and then I will see some women, doing something, and then I will park. And then I will walk up to them. What are you trying to do? They will tell me, okay, we are trying to make oguso. And then, how do you make it? I will take a video. I will watch them do it. Sometimes I will invite them. Okay. Sometimes when we're doing some trainings, I invite them. Then my father-in-law and my mother-in-law, they're very, very artistic in the sense that my father-in-law was a farmer. He was a teacher, but by the time he was retiring, he retired into farming. And then my mother-in-law was an home economics arts teacher. Okay. So she also taught me a lot of things. I will ask questions. Anything I see anybody doing. Mm-hmm. There was a particular time in my life that every holiday I learn a new skill. Every holiday, I will put it down. Okay, what is trending? What are people doing? What do they want? And then I will put in money and I will go and learn it during the holiday. So my holidays that I'm done with teaching in school, I don't just stay at home and say, oh, I'm resting. No. I pick a skill. I learned makeup. I learned gele. I learned beads and wire work. I learned soap making. I learned adire making. So I always like acquiring skills. So some of these skills, I actually went to go and learn it by myself. And some of them, I invite the resource person to come and teach the children. Up till now, I'm still learning.
Yes, that's one thing about life. We need to keep learning.
Yes.
And I think the skills you acquired actually helped in your upcycling business, waste management.
For example, now, I learned wire works and bead making, and that was able to help me to see this as a resource, and I'm able to upcycle it into an earring. Yes. So my earrings and beadwork skill, I'm able to incorporate it into my waste upcycling skill. So there's no skill that you learn that is wasted.
Yes, thank you, Ma. Can you please tell us the difference between upcycling and recycling? Okay,
well, upcycling is, let me start from recycling. Let's say that this is a single-use plastic. That is the water bottle that we have, the bottles that we get water from. Okay. So you buy the 15 naira bottle of water, you drink the bottle water in 5 minutes, and then you throw the bottle away. Why? Because it is single-use plastic. Okay. Now, if you want to recycle that single-use plastic, you will need to take a lot of them together, get a big machine that will help you break this plastic bottle down into smaller bits, into flakes. Okay. Then you convert the flakes into maybe pellets. Okay. Then you will now maybe recycle it into nylon. Nylon bags. So that is recycling. For recycling, you need to break down that waste and use it for something else. But upcycling, you don't need to break down. Like, I took this cover of bottle, I didn't melt it, I just pierced the hole, added wire, and it becomes my earring. That is upcycling. It means that when you are looking at it, you can see that this is still bottle cover. But recycling, when you are looking at the finished product, you will not recognize it from the waste that you used. Because by the time you by the time you recycle the plastic bottle into a nylon, if you see that nylon, you cannot link it to plastic bottle. So a recycling needs a bigger process, bigger plants, bigger machine. But upcycling with simple tools, with scissors, with just a little bit of glue. For example, we turn plastic bottles into furnitures like this. Okay. When we're done, you may see the plastic bottle there, or you may not see it there, but we don't need a machine. Okay. We just need simple tools. Simple hand tools. And so that is upcycling. It means that upcycling, you are taking that waste product and you're just adding a little bit value. Okay, let me give you an instance. If you take a water bottle, single water bottle use, and you finish using it and you want to sell it, maybe you will sell that one bottle maybe 5 naira to somebody that wants to sell maybe granite oil or that wants to sell zobo. But if I take those plastic bottles and I turn them into an ottoman like this, I can sell one for 5,000 naira. It means that I've added value to that waste. I've added more value to it, and I'm able to sell it more than what it is worth. Okay. So upcycling is just a simple transforming and adding value to a waste material into another waste material, into another product. But recycling, you need to break down that waste into something else, and then use it.
Okay, we've listened to the differences between upcycling and recycling. So what is going to be your advice to someone that just wants to start a business and has limited capital? Wow. Which one do you think is much more easier for them to go into? Is it the recycling aspect or the upcycling?
Well, recycling and upcycling, both of them are business ventures that you can go into, and both of them are profitable. Okay. Some can be, you can start getting profits earlier than, maybe like, but if you look at the two, one is just more capital intensive. If you want to do upcycling, for example, with as low as 100,000 naira, you can start. Okay. But if you want to go into recycling, we're talking about millions of naira. So if you're looking at which one is more accessible for people of low income or, to quickly go into, that's upcycling. Okay. For example, people that we train to do plastic bottles to furnitures and tires to furnitures, we charge them 50,000. If they have another 50,000 naira, they can buy tools. And so it means that with 100,000 naira, you can start the business immediately. But if you want to do recycling, You will need a lot of money because you will look for office space, you do registration, you buy machines, you hire staff. For each of this process of recycling waste into something else, you need different sets of machines that will do different things. You need a washer, you need a baler, you need a baling machine that will bale it, you need one that will turn it into flakes. It's a whole length of resources. So if you are looking at the two like that, as okay, which one can, but if you are looking at, okay, big organization, group trying to come together, then the recycling will be, because they will be able to raise fund that will be enough to start the company. But as an individual, upcycling is the thing. Because if not that it's accessible, I won't be able to do it because I don't have a lot. I'm just a teacher. I don't have a lot of money to get an office. Upcycling business, you can do it in your room. You don't need to even hire a shop. You don't need to get a shop. You can start right where you are living. Finish your product, market it out.
Based on what you've said so far, I believe you can even start it with no capital.
No capital. Like for example, now we have an opportunity coming up. We are training 250 youth in Ibadan. People that are coming free. We're not charging them. So it means that once they look at it, it's possible that they even realize that some of the tools they have is already in the house. So zero capital, upcycling is it.
Can you please tell us the challenges that you face so far in the waste management business?
Okay, well, it's new.
Okay.
Before now, nobody cares about using waste in any other thing than throwing it into the bin. Okay. So if I'm living in an urban area, for example, I finish using my waste in the house, I throw it into the bin. Whether it is plastic, whether it is food waste, whether it is nylon, whatever waste I generate, I just drop them in the bin. And then the oyoma or whoever is coming at the end of the month, I pay them a particular amount every month. They take my dustbin and they take it away. I don't care where the away is. If it's ending in the ocean or it's ending in the waterways or they throw it on one landfill that is dangerous to the people around them, I don't care. Because as far as I'm concerned, I'm done with my waste. I've put it out and it's gone. So nobody cares, nobody knows any other difference. But now that we see a lot of pollution, waste pollution on our landfills, waste pollution in our gutters, do you know that there's a prediction that says by 2050, there will be more plastics in the ocean than fishes? Wow. Check the oceans now, you see a lot of plastics and a lot of nylons, and the fishes and the whales are eating nylons. Because when they see the nylon, they will think it's jellyfish. And then they will eat it, and guess what? The danger. Each of the plastic bottle we generate takes 450 years to biodegrade. So it means that if a fish gets to see nylon in the ocean and eats it, it doesn't biodegrade inside, it doesn't digest, and so it blocks the arteries, it blocks the stomach, and then it can't eat any other thing, and then it dies off. But if it doesn't die, a fisherman or somebody will go there, pack the fishes, bring it to our table. But the plastics inside the fishes are not biodegrading, so it will turn to microplastics. And then it will come back to us on our food, and then we eat it, and then we have different form of sicknesses. So it's like a merry-go-round. So in our field, it's a new area because now we are seeing the effect of climate change. We are seeing a lot of damage. We are seeing the rains are no more predictable. Before we have rainy season, we have dry season. We have times that rain, but look at it for the past 5, 7, 8, 10 years. Nothing is predictable anymore. The rain can rain anytime it wants to rain. There's no time you can say, okay, this is raining season. Even the normal harmattan that we experience. When last have you experienced harmattan? Because the effect is climate change is here. We are damaging the ozones. We are damaging the environment. We are not, if you, okay, look at the amount of plastics that is produced now. Let's start from there. And then how many is recycled? If we say something has a lifespan of 450 years, how come we're not using it? How come we are throwing it into the bin? Is that not a waste of resources? If you make a particular resource from fossil fuel and it will last for 50 years, and then you make it for single use, who does that? So the major problem we have, the major challenge we have is people don't care. And so most of the people that we've been able to talk to, for the first time are hearing, so waste can be reused. So waste doesn't have any other space apart from dustbin, so you can reuse. So that is the major challenge we have because the information is not going down, people are not getting educated. So, and that is why we are focusing on the education aspect. We need to hear, we need to know, we need to have the information. Now, if you don't know that you're supposed, okay, let's start from sorting of waste. Because that is one of our focus area when we go to schools. We tell them, you need to manage your waste. You need to, okay, we have our 5 R's and a U. We say reduce, reuse, recycle, refuse, repair, and upcycle. So when we tell you do these 5 R's and a U, Then we now take a step further. We say, okay, fine. When you want to reuse, the first thing you need to do is to sort your waste. So I'm done in my house. I finish using my eggshells. I shouldn't throw my eggshells into my bin where I throw my bottles and my nylons. So like in my own house now, what we do and what we teach people is, you are in the kitchen, you are using vegetable leaves, eggshells, put them together somewhere. And that is going to be your compost. If you want to have a farm, then you have a compost right there that you can use on your farm. If you don't care to have a farm, which we pray that you will care to have a farm so that you can have fresh vegetables on your table, then you can compost it and sell it to somebody that needs a farm. Okay. Now, if I finish using my bottle, I should have a space that I put bottles, nylons. I should have a space that I put paper. So it starts from sorting. But if they don't know, how will they do it? Now, when you now take that step from knowing, then you take that step of action, which is sorting your waste, then you can now say, okay, fine, I've put all my bottles together. What can I use it for? I've put all my glass together. What can I use it for? Who are the people that collect? And that's what we also do. We are setting up creative eco-collect in schools and communities now from September. Once the school resumes, we've talked to some schools. They will be bringing the waste into the school and they will be keeping it. We will come there every month, collect it, measure it, and give them a point. Then at the end of 6 months, we will give them incentive, what they've won, based on the points that they've generated. Then we will take all those cars of waste and upcycle or recycle accordingly. Because we have companies in Nigeria now that are recycling these plastics. So bring your plastics, we will exchange it for you with incentives. It may not be cash, it may be books. If it is school, it may be books, it may be pencils. So what we are saying is that you bring your bottles and you get the book. You bring your bottles, you get the pencils that you need for the whole term. Do you get? So it's a win-win, because if you don't bring the waste in the first instance, it will end up in your dustbin and you have to pay Oyoma to come and collect it.
You mentioned that people are not so informed. So far, how do you get your clients?
Well, we have a social media handle. Okay. We also basically we do referral. We've been benefiting and enjoying referrals, in the sense that you call us. Like there was a particular time we did my creative birthday celebration, whereby if you want to do your birthdays, your landmark birthdays, 40th birthday, 50th birthday, instead of you just doing a party, you invite us. So we will give you the bill. We will charge you, and then you pay us. Then we will go to your school for you, your alma mater, your primary school, your secondary school, and give the children the waste to wealth skills. Some of them are even mobilizing us. We will create a playground for the school with the waste that the children brought, and we will include the children when we're doing it, so that they will also see and learn and engage and have a skill that they can also use, that can generate income for them. Did you get that now? Yes. So that is what we do. So if we come to you and you see us do what we've done, and then other people will come to you and say, wow, how did you do it? And then you link us. So most of the clients that we've had are almost always from referrals. People that see what we are doing and they say, wow, this is very nice. Can you send us a video of what you've done? We send it. We want this too in our church. We want this too in our school. We want you to come and teach our women. We want you to come and teach our children. And that's how we've been getting our clients.
Okay. But I noticed that majorly those that you train are children, right? And children, they can be sort of naughty. I don't want to, So can you please tell us how you, deal with their naughtiness and probably the difficult clients?
Well, let's talk about the children.
Okay.
If we're talking about the children, it means that we're training them. We've not had any difficulties. There's a major difficulty we have with our children, okay. And that is the fact that they don't want to stop.
Once they start learning.
Once we start the training, they don't want to go home. They want to continue painting. They want to continue crafting. They want to continue turning different things to different things. And then, so the challenge we've always had is parents will come. We're doing training. We say the training is 3 hours. And then 3 hours ends and the children don't want to go home. And so the parents will come and they'll be like, time. And the kids are saying, Mommy, I'm coming. Daddy, I'm coming. I still want to do this. Auntie, can I have this? Why? Because one thing we've realized is that if you are telling children not to play rough, if you are telling them to work with their hands, but you don't teach them what to do with their hands, I mean, you can't move forward. But you know what? Show a child one idea. He wants to try 10. Yes. So once we tell them what we've taught you, you are not limited to what we've taught you. There's no mistake in art. We always tell them. Every design that you do is a design, is a masterpiece. So they're always eager to learn. They're always eager to try new things. So the problem we have is time up. We need to go. And then they'll be like, we want to do more. And so the parents will come and they'll be calling and calling and calling. And then another problem, the parents will come and say, wow, can I have a key holder too? And I'm like, no, you do it by yourself. Okay, I will do it by myself. And then so we have a parent session. And then the challenges we've had with our clients, we've not really had much of any challenge because you call us to do a project, we give you beyond what you call for. So most of the responses we've gotten from our clients are, wow, we didn't expect this was that. There was a particular birthday celebration we did with one of our clients, Mr. Wenga Kalawale. He did a 50th birthday. And, you know, he said when I was talking to him about it, he saw the videos I sent, he was just like, Jumoke, okay, let me just see. That he didn't really have the full information. He said, but because we involved him, we asked him to come down. So he came down during one of the days that we were in the school, and he painted with the children, and he came with his wife. And so by the time they were done, and they were like, wow, I've never done this before in my life. I was painting with the children. The children were so excited. They were asking questions, and they were so eager. They, you know, he said, this is beyond the experience. So what we actually give people is an experience that they will never forget.
Entrepreneurs Channel TV, Africa's first gender-based television service. Yes! At Entrepreneurs Channel TV, our primary responsibility is promoting women entrepreneurs in West African countries. We also support women's well-being, share women's knowledge on a variety of subjects and topics, passions and opinions. Entrepreneurs Channel TV is on Intelsat 20. Our satellite coverage is within Africa, Europe, Middle East, Asia, North and South America. Opportunities abound for women-owned micro to small businesses, corporate bodies and organizations, and also government parastatals. For inquiries and advert placements, contact 0705 5053 843. Entrepreneurs Channel TV, rewriting Africa's story through enterprise Amazons.
2 or 3 days ago, I went to a school that we went to last year doing our PP40 project. Do you know that I was almost stampede? The kids, you know, I got into the staff room. I gave the teachers the letter because we're using one of the school. We're using their school as one of the center for the next training we're doing in summer. Okay. And the teachers I met didn't recognize because they've changed the teachers. So I just got in there, I introduced myself, and I gave them the letter, and I was about going. And then one of the children outside, they were playing. They just said, all rushed, over 100 of them screaming. There's something we normally say. We say, with love, together we can. Pẹ̀lú ìfẹ́, a lè jọ ṣe. They started chanting, and then all of them wanted to hug me. And I was like, oh my God, help me, Lord, help me. It means that they did not forget that experience. Yes. So what we are trying to create is an experience of a lifetime, whereby each time you see a waste, you remember, and then you ask yourself, you know, normally you finish using something, you just go and just do with this. Okay, let me keep it. I may not know what I'm going to do with it, but let me keep it. Then one day. So that is why and you holding our waste. Okay, I finished using my waste. I don't throw it in the bin. I'm holding it. I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it to myself. Don't forget I've already reduced. So if I'm normally generating like, let's say 10 tons of waste, I've reduced it. There won't be any waste on the road. Yeah, it will not end up in the great solution to single-use nylon. So they are creating reusable bags from old t-shirts and from old canvas and from old bedspread. They started it already. So they said, Mommy, instead of us throwing our whole bedspread away, let's use it to create reusable bags that people can take to shopping instead of using nylon. And so they started their venture already. The oldest is 13, the youngest is 7. They are working on it. They even do hand printing on the bags. Wow. So that is how to be a soldier. They won't think of that. The more people that come in contact with us, we want them to go into their own communities and be the change. So that in the next 5 years, we are reaching 2 million people and there's not going to be any waste in the gutters anymore. That's where we're going to.
Got it, okay, no.
Amen.
All right, Ma, what's your take on woman empowerment?
Woman empowerment is the thing. If you don't empower women, what have you done? You made a loss. Because for every woman you empower, that woman will go ahead and empower many other people around. But do you understand? Yeah. And not only my kids, even my neighbors. Doing last to clean up our environment. So I had people, my pastors, my friends, together at Monia, and we cleaned up 4 landfills. And when we were cleaning up, we sorted. So all the bottles we saw, we pick it. So me, I've been empowered. I'm empowering other people around me, and then it is spreading. So it's a ripple effect. It will just keep spreading and keep spreading. So if you don't empower women, what have you done? What do you want them to do? Women have so much power. They have so much multiple tasking, job tasking. A man will focus on a particular aspect of a particular, say, this is what I want to do, and this is the only thing I'm doing. But a woman, so if you have empowered a woman, you have only multiplied your ripple effect. If you empower a man will say, okay, focus, this is what I want to do. But a woman will be thinking like this. You'll be wondering, please, take it.
Majorly, we are up for empowering women. So can we know the programs that you have available for women?
Like, for example, we are coming up with a summer camp.
Okay.
That will empower 10,000 children in 10 communities this summer.
Okay.
Why? We realize that summer is becoming like a competition. Children will finish school and they will go on holidays. Then you will see different summer camp coming up different places. Coding, this, that. But check the banner, how much? From 5,000 to 10,000 to 20,000 to 30,000 to 50,000. So it means I'd love to come, will not be able to come because of the money.
Yeah.
That is one. Two, look at the public school students. Sometimes you ask them, before this new government, they were paying 1,000 naira or 1,500 naira for exam fee. Many of those students could not pay it. So it means that even if you ask them to bring 1,000 naira for summer camp, you will see some of these students that will not be able to pay it. But now look at it. All the private schools that you see around, they have one summer camp or the other. But the public school, have you seen any summer camp activity for public school students? So what we are saying, like example now, we have 11 local governments in Ibadan. One local government, some of them have as much as 124 public primary school under one local government. Some have 90 primary school. Now, each of those schools that we went to, some of them have as much as 500 students, 700 students. So what we are saying is that during this holiday, that is starting in July till September, 2 months, those children, 500 times 124 times 11, will be on the streets, not gainfully engaged. Is that not dangerous? Because if you don't engage them, if you don't give them alternatives, they will go the vices. So what we are doing is that we are going to 10 communities. And what are we doing? The first time ever that children are going to come into camp with waste as payments. So look around you, there's a lot of waste. So let's join hands together to pick those waste.
Okay.
So they are coming into the summer camp with waste as payments.
And they are living with...
and they are living with a skill.
Yeah,
and we're also looking for other organizations that can even come in and give them gifts. So that it's going to be like a full day fun fair activity for the children. We're talking to different organizations that will come in with their own products, we'll give them film show, they'll do dance, and then we'll give them that skill. So they go home and they start upcycling the waste around them, making money during the holiday. So we're going to 10 communities, we are reaching out to 10,000 children, 1,000 in each community. Each child is coming in with minimum of 200 plastic bottles each. Okay. Some of them are coming with plastic bottles. If you don't have plastic bottles, you can come in with cement bags, used cement bags. If you don't have, you can come in with tailor's waste. If you don't have, you can come in with cans. If you don't have, you can come in with pure water sachet.
You definitely have one of those that you mentioned.
You must have. Isn't that this, Ibadan? You must have.
Yeah, definitely. In a way, you're going to be empowering the younger females and definitely males.
Now,
their children
for us to do that, we will need people to help.
Okay.
And that is where we are now training the youth.
Okay.
Focusing on women, we are also incorporating men into it. But out of 250, like as of this morning that I checked people that have registered, we have over 200 people that have registered, and we have like 2/3 that are women.
Women, okay.
And they are 18 and above. So secondary school, liver, NYSC, copper, university students, they're going to be empowered. We also have another training that we do with women, but that one is on invitation. So if you have a women's group, you have a women's organization, you can invite us. We will train the women on how to use the waste
in their environment
that they generate in their home. Live environment. Let's start from your own home.
That's true.
There was a time somebody invited us to Lagos. We trained over 54 women on how they can use the waste that they are generating in their kitchen and in their house and use it to do something that they can sell. So as an organization, you have women's organization, you can invite us. We will train the women. Women are very very skillful when it comes to things that they can do with their hands. Just give them one idea, then they start adding more ideas. And they will always tell you, if you teach you one thing, you yourself can generate 5 more or 10 more ideas with using that same thing.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
It's been really helpful. Now, can you please tell us the advice that you have for upcoming entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs?
As a female entrepreneur, you have a lot of work to do. Because if you are single, for example, okay, so you have your own head and the company's head. But let's assume that you are a mother already, you are a wife already. That's added responsibility. But one thing I always tell people is that it is possible. For every challenge you can say you encounter, somebody else have encountered it before and they have overcome. So have that mindset that it is possible. The only time it will not be possible is if you give up. So whatever venture you want to start, don't give up if it is difficult. Mistake is actually not a mistake. It's actually a learning field. Because by the time you make mistake, you realize that, oh, if I do it like this and this, it will not work. So next time, you will not do it like that now. You will try another way. Then as an entrepreneur, as a woman, you have to be open-minded. You have to network. You have to ask questions. You must be shameless. Shy know they bring money. You must be shameless. You must be open-minded. You must be willing to network with other women. There are women in your field that have done what you want to do. So be shameless. Don't be shy to be, or don't be proud. Ask questions. Ask for help. If you ask 5 people and they said no, ask another 5. You only need one person that will help you. We have different event that is organized, even in this our Ibadan here. Before it used to be Lagos, Lagos, Lagos. Now we have different programs. Sometimes I have a lot of programs that I can't even attend all. Sometimes we will have like 5 programs that will be jamming on the same day. Look around. Use your social media. Some people, my friends that I have everywhere, do you know what they do? Anytime they see any information about waste, any information about environment, any information about, they tag me, they copy it and send it to my WhatsApp, they tag me on Facebook, on Instagram. If they hear any opportunity that has to do with waste, if you see the number of video I receive on my WhatsApp every day from friends that has to do with waste, even ideas that I have not even started thinking about, they will see it, they will copy it, they send it to me. Why? Because I'm telling my story. People know that is what I do. When I see waste, me, I'm happy. So they know now because I'm telling. So tell your story. Network. Be shameless. Ask for help. Don't give up. Be open-minded. Learn. Like by myself, I put a goal down that I must learn a new skill every holiday. Most of those skills, I didn't have money to do it. So some I will lay out. I will say, okay, let me work for you for 3 months. It's not as if I was paying for all of them. Some I volunteer. I discovered that I learn fast. So if I come to your event and I see what you do one day,
you've known it already.
Because I have, my brain is open, I'm ready to learn. I'm, like this. So it is not all the training that you need money for. Ask. Last week, a sister of mine, Debayo, did a free skill training for 400 people. Do you know that we were begging people to come? And it is free. When I got there, I didn't believe. I said, look at all the skills that people are learning for free. And we don't have this place flooded and we'll be looking for security to control the crowd. It was free. Even me, myself, I had to start calling people. I had to start sending that information to people because somebody paid for it. They had a partnership with DSI Gate. They paid for the event. So free training, come and learn. People did not come. We were preparing for 400 people. I'm sure we did not have up to 400 people there. But the allowance was there for 400 people. So informations are... See, be open-minded. Information is flowing. Information is what you need. Someone will tell you, oh, there's a training here. Go. But if you are proud, you are on your own, you can't submit, you can't ask questions, you will die alone. And we don't want anybody to die. We want as many women to be empowered. Because we know that for every woman that is empowered, they will empower more people. And their children will also be better for it. You know that most time when the kids, imagine you telling your children all the time, no, I don't have. You are even telling a wrong message to the children. But let the women be empowered. Let them be able to take care of their children. Let the children be happy. When the mothers and fathers can provide for the children will not need to go and look for that thing outside now. Okay, your child said he wants to go to somewhere, you buy them this, buy them that. Somebody will not come outside and say, let me buy you. You'll be like, what? I'll ask my mom, I'll ask my dad. Or even me, I can make something and generate the cash by myself. So, for every woman we empower, we're actually empowering the nation.
I only believe that you need the help of the government one way or the other. So can you tell us how the government can come in to help?
For this, for what we do in Oyo State, and thank God we have a new government that is very sympathetic and has an open ear to the people. At least I've watched him. in this last just few days that he's been in the office, for the first time, I'm following a governor. Most of the governors that we have in the Oyo State, I don't follow them on social media. But for the first time, when I noticed some of the things that I saw him do, I followed him. I followed him on Instagram. I followed him on, and I've watched what he's doing, and I feel that this is somebody that we can work with. We've been working, but we hope that with this new government, we can incorporate it into what I'm proposing is for this waste to wealth to be incorporated into the curriculum, both in the primary school, both in the secondary school, and even in the tertiary. That way, it will be part of us. Now, what we are pushing forward to is a circular economy. A recycled economy is an economy whereby you are recycling, but there's still a little bit in the dustbin. But a circular economy is whereby when you check the dustbin, there's nothing there. So you are generating, you are making, you are reusing. And then by the time you get into the dustbin, it's empty. So for us to be able to achieve that, it has to be global. It has to be incorporated into the laws and into the practices and into the curriculums. And that's where we need the government to come in. We have the proposal, we have what we can do already. And so by the time we meet with the government, we can be able to say, okay, we can incorporate this. And then we'll now need to train more people, empower. See, there's nobody that will tell me that they don't have things to do. You can't be around here and say you are bored. 24 hours is not enough.
Yes.
There's so many things, so many lists of things that we want to do that we don't have time to do. So each time it is night, we'll be like, oh, it's night again. We sleep. So you cannot, we have unemployed rate that is how much? Very high. We have coppers coming out of school, no job. We have secondary school leavers out of school, no job. Let's train them on how they can use the waste. They have the waste available, so they don't need a machine. They don't need 10 million to start. Everybody can start in their house. That is how the government can come in.
All right. I hope that they will hear us.
They will.
Actually partner with us.
They will.
Okay, Mal, can you please tell us your role models, like in waste management, in enterprise, like in your businesses? You mentioned that you did makeup one time and all. So just give us your role models.
Women and men, or women generally?
Women.
Okay. There are some people that I admire. Okay. There are some people that have made impact in my life. There are some people that we may not even have met physically, but I just watch them and I just, get inspired from them. I have a long line of them. I have there's one of my mentors in Lagos, Mama. I call her Momineye. Her name is Oluwole Oluneye. Okay. She's somebody I admire so much because of her tenacity. She's an entrepreneur. Okay. She loves empowering children. I admire her so much. I emulate her and I want to be like her. There's a younger friend of mine. Her name is Mide Crystal. She's the CEO of PL Recycling. She's also in the line of my business. She actually taught me how to convert tires into furnitures. Wow. I went from Ibadan all the way to Lagos to go and learn from her. She inspired me so much because she's younger than me, but she has achieved so much. She's everywhere. She's Obama leader. She's a presidential prize everywhere. She's won so many prizes. She's been to so many countries. I think as of now, she's on her 3rd passport. So when I see her, and she also writes a lot. When you see her, she's very calm, but she knows how to put her words down. So anytime I see her post, anytime I see what she does, it inspires me and it pushes me to tell me that you can't give up. Oh. Don't give up. Just look at what Mide is doing. You too, you can do much more. I have one of them in Ibadan. I have 2 of them in Ibadan that are also into my field. I have D Rose Recycling, she's a nurse, but she's also into recycling, and she's doing so much in the area of recycling. I admire her so much because she's combining working as a civil servant and trying to do a business together, and she's succeeding in it. At one of the training we did, she even gave us free slots. She gave us 5 free slots to train some of our students free of charge. There's also another younger sister. I have so many of them. Many of them are even older than them, but they are doing so much, and so they keep. Each time I look at them, I can't give up because I don't have excuse. One other one, Adebola, she has a recycling company in the Recycle Gab. If you see the amount of plastic bottle that Adebola is recycling every week, by the time she finishes bailing, you'll be like, is this from Ibadan? Anytime I go to her place, I get inspired. There's also another younger friend of mine. Her name is Precious Ojewusi. She's into farming. There's a way she does her business that inspires me. And I think what normally inspires me generally is hardworking women. When I see women that are hardworking, that don't give excuses, that don't relegate responsibilities. Whatever you need to do, go ahead and do it. So people like that inspires me. I have them, on and on and on. I can just keep listening and and we will not, you know, hen. But those are the kind of people that inspire me. Hardworking, resilient, no trying to pass the blame and say it is because, and many of them have been shared different kind of bad side of life, but they are not giving up. They are pushing ahead. And so when I see people like that, I want to do more. Right. They inspire me so much.
That's good. Now, can you please tell us how a woman can juggle business, family life together?
Wow. Well, I think the basic thing you need as to juggle all the different cap that we wear is by prioritizing. One thing I realized is that as women, we can do so much, but if we don't channel that energy properly, we can waste so much. You see women sitting down together for hours and all they do is gossiping. Did you see? Have you seen? Did you watch? Or they sit down in front of TV and watch stories, African Magic or Z for hours.
If not days.
Days. I mean, who does that? 2019. Get up and move on. So, as a woman, you need to prioritize. If you have a vision, you write it down. Then you say, okay, these are my goals that I want to achieve, and make it measurable. Okay, in this month, this is how much or how many contacts that I want to have. If you put it down, break it down into small elements. What are the things you need to do daily? Imagine if you have to do, that is 10. And you are focused on it and you are trying to check it. Tell me, if a friend come and he start gisting and it's more than 1 hour, will you not be checking them and say, I have to be somewhere? But if you don't put it down, you don't even calculate how you're going to do it, then you cannot. Do you know what we call them? Time wasters, distractors. They will come in different forms. And do you know, I used to tell people that are with me, I said, when we are going out, if I'm the one driving, you cannot sit down beside me without holding a book. You need to read. You need to do a lot of things. So plan your time. You have 24 hours. Time for sleep, time for work. Plan it. That way you keep a focus. So your children are going to school in the morning. So you know that, okay, you have to wake up as early as 5 or 4, get them ready and get them to school. So you set that time. Plan ahead. Say, come, 8 o'clock. But if you had planned it, the food they are going to eat, if you are going to cook it, you will know. If they are packing it, you will know. What they need, you will know. Because why? You have planned it ahead. So you won't have any, I know. So you wake up at 5, you get the kids ready. If you are a mother already, get them ready. By 7, they should be out of the house. 7:30 latest. So once they are gone, you have the whole time to plan what you want to do as an entrepreneur. When they are at home in the morning, you can't be saying you want to do office meeting. Abi? So you plan, once they are gone, you have that free period. So you focus on your business, whatever you need to do as a human being, and as women, take care of yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, who will? Nobody. You know yourself. Don't put yourself under so much stress and so much pressure that you don't even have your me time. I don't joke with my me time. What do you do during your me time? You decide. Some people like to go to spa. Me, my me time, I can be on the bed, read books, listen to music, but I know that I'm relaxing. You need to take care of yourself. You need to take care of your health. Notice recently people are gone. It's because you are the most important. You are most important. If you don't take care of yourself, nobody will. If you don't take yourself first, if you don't take care of you, you can't take care of others. You are sick. You need to rest. You need to take care of your body. You need to eat good food. You need to reduce toxic. The thing we put on our hair, it relaxes, that has chemicals. The cream we use on our body. Go as natural as possible. Take care of you. Then you can take care of others. So don't put yourself as bottom. Some women will not take care of themselves. They will not, they will just be taking care of family. Then when they die, will the family not live on? May we not die before our time. Amen. So as women, you need to prioritize your time. You need to take care of yourself. Then you can take care of others. And you need to focus on your focus. Don't allow any distraction. And don't let anybody tell you that you cannot. Whoever tells you cannot, tell them back. You can. I can do all things through Christ. That you need God as a woman. Let me potter, teacher, because there's so many things that the Holy Spirit helped me to do. I would just want to do something and then I'll just do it like this. and I'll do it like that, and to be easy. So sometimes I'll just be gliding through the days like as if I'm a superwoman. And it's not as if I'm a superwoman, but I have a super God. So I'll just turn here, call so person. Somebody's name will just drop in my spirit. I'll just call the person. The person will say, oh, I've been trying to get you. So you make life easy. Hold on to your God. Have a companion in the Holy Spirit, and every other thing will just be easy. So you will now be like, people will now be doing, are you doing it? Like people, most of the people that knows me, they'll come and say, where do you get the energy from? Most of the people that I've worked with that are younger than me, I'm talking about 20s, 25, 27, they don't have my energy. When we are going home in the evening and we are done, I'll still be the one driving out. They'll be like, how do you do it? Because it's fresh supply every day. Once it's done in the night, by the time I'm waking up in the morning, they have supplied the barrel fresh. I'm good to go. Let's go.
And that's good. Mark, can you please tell us where you see your business in the next 5 years? The waste management and your business in general.
Waste management, business, general. In 5 years. 5 years is 2024. In 2024, I will have reached at least 2 million youth and children.
Currently, you're on?
I'm on 17,000.
Okay.
So in the next 5 years, I hope to have reached 2 million. And I hope to see a world without waste in 5 years. Whereby, when I'm walking around in my Ibadan, I will see people hoarding their waste. Where, somebody will finish drinking Coke, Fanta bottle, and then somebody else is watching, hoping. When all these people, all these beverages have winning jackpot on their covers.
Yes.
Where I will open and then 5 people are struggling to get my cover. That is where I see me in 5 years, whereby I will walk through my world and people are hoarding their waste, whereby you finish using a particular waste and then you're putting it in your bag, and then somebody else will say, do you want to use that thing? And I'm like, yes, I want to use it. I want to use it. Me too, I know what to do with it. That's where I see in 5 years. Sicknesses that people are dying of, we will not have it then, because everybody you don't need, you will not buy. What you can reuse, you will reuse. Look at my top now. It's nice, Abi.
Yeah, it is.
Do you know that it is first grade? It's not new. We buy it first grade at cheap price, and then we print on it.
Wow.
So instead of me making new and spending 2,000 naira or 2,500 naira, I buy 200 naira, print under 1,000 naira, have a beautiful top. Look at it. So this is an example of reusing.
And your earring.
And then my earring, I'm not buying 1,000 naira. So my money, the 1,000 I'm supposed to use to buy jewelry. From my 4 bottles of drink and 4 bottles, I have earrings.
Complete package.
So in the next 5 years, I want every family that has ever come across us, and then I want it to be a ripple effect, so that if we meet you, you meet 1,000 more people. If we meet you, and the 1,000 people will tell the 1,000 people. So before you know it, we will have spread all over Africa.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, that's where I see myself in 5 years.
Actually.
It is.
Yes, it is. So what about enterprise-wise, entrepreneur, your realtor business?
There's a let me share my favorite scripture with you.
Okay.
For 2 Corinthians 9:8, it said, God is able to make all grace, and whatever they need be self-sufficient, possessing enough to require no aid or support, furnished in abundance for every good work and charitable donation. That's where I see myself in 5 years. Fully sponsored, without no need of aid or support, furnished in abundance for every good work and charitable donation.
And
so
impacting lives with your own, and then
with my own resources.
The help of the Holy Spirit. Can you give your contact details to our viewers?
Why not? On phone calls and WhatsApp, we have 080-2360-3977. 0023-60-3977. On Instagram, you can see us on PP40 Waste to Playground. On Facebook, you can see us on African Creative Hub. And we also have our website, www.africancreativehub.com.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you for coming, Ma. It was so nice having you on here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you, our viewers, for watching. I am sure you've learned a lot today. Make use of your waste wisely. You would not just dispose of them, you would use them. Bye for now.